Hey guys, Lieutenant Aaris here today. I'm here with LEGO Star Wars Mini MOC number 41 on the planet of Aaris 3. Now, Aaris 3 is known for jungles, mountains, and ruins. Like, it's actually known for having ancient ruins of the species that lives on the planet. And there's actually quite a cool storyline behind this mini MOC, and that is this person right here is actually in the Star Wars universe, because what actually happened with this planet is after the death of Emperor Palpatine, as the Empire was falling apart, there were still some Moffs, which are like for example Grand Moff Tarkin. He was the Grand Moff. There were some Moffs that still had order, and they still had legions of stormtroopers. So there was an Imperial warlord who sent a science team to the planet to discover if it was safe to build a secret base or something like that on the planet. So he sent a doctor whose name is Lancer Bruno, this guy right here, and a squad of stormtroopers along with him to investigate the planet to see if it was safe to build a secret base. Now, he is currently in this mini MOC talking to that Moff, as you can see, and you can also see these two stormtroopers behind him. Alright guys, now I'll give you a nice overhead view of this incredible jungle, mountain, ruins MOC. Alright, so here is a nice overhead view of the mini MOC. You can see it is on a 32x32 base plate. Most of my mini MOCs now are on 32x32 base plates. I like the size quite a bit. So as you can see, there are two layers, and the top layer is this rock structure that winds its way around here, and the lower layer is a lot more dense with vegetation and has a tree, and also holds the ruins and my favorite color, dark brown, as a pathway. And just a really nice, turned out really nice. I loved how this section right here turned out, including this patch over there. So yeah, now I will get into the top layer. Alright, so as you guys can see, there are a few patches of this olive green stem grass with salugami pieces in the center of them, just to add that nice texture. And then there are also some olive green cheese slopes surrounding them, just to kind of emphasize that olive green. And I thought that turned out quite nice. You can see that this terrain is including a base color, and what I mean by base color is the color on the very bottom. This terrain up here has a base color of dark green, and also has some layered dark green with some patches of dark brown. I thought that turned out really nice, those two colors together. You can see there is a few more patches of olive green stem grass and the salugami pieces. I call them the salugami pieces because they came in that salugami battle pack. And then this over here, you can see that it kind of winds its way around. I'll get into the rock structure in a little bit. You can see this patch over here is of sand green, and is I kind of wanted to capture the moss feel. So what I did is I had it come over the top of the rocks in kind of a mossy form, and I also used sand green cheese slopes to capture that as well, and I thought it turned out quite nice. I also added some of these weed pieces and stem grass on top of it. So yeah, now I will get into the bottom layer. Alright, so you guys can see this awesome terrain with all this dense vegetation. I will get into that in a few minutes. You can see this rock structure that runs along. It is all the way around it is 4 bricks high. You can see I used 4 different colors in the rocks. I used dark green, dark bluish gray, light bluish gray, and dark tan. Now the reason I used those, the dark green, kind of the dark green texture kind of coming down into the rocks. You can see right there I also used a dark green cheese slope. Over here you can see some dark tan coming down from the dark tan rocks, kind of that sedimentary sand in the rocks, if that makes any sense. And you can see these ruins right here that are being covered up by a tree, which would be hard to see from above to an extent. Alright, so now I will get into this terrain, all the things I included in it, and then I will get into the ruins, and lastly, the tree. Alright, so this terrain was quite complicated. There are a lot of different aspects to it that I added, and I thought it turned out quite awesome. So you can see there are 2 base colors. There is green and dark green, and also layered both green and dark green. And you can see there are huge patches of stem grass, including olive green stem grass, which I recently got in a bricklink order. And you can see I also added random single stemmed Seleucami pieces here and there. And you can also see I added 1 to 2, some of them I stacked, but most of them are 1 bamboo leaf. And I always like to put some kind of thing on top of the bamboo. Like over here you can see I used this seaweed thing, or I would use a stem grass or something else, because I don't like this open circle there. It kind of bothers me, and I know that's true for a lot of other Lego builders. So you can see all of this detail here with the all the different types of plants. You can see the seaweed. You can also see the seaweed coming off of the tree there, kind of like Spanish moss. And you can see all of this runs its way around the back of the ruins and all the way around it and up through here. It's the same kind of terrain. And I also used some olive green cheese slopes throughout to add some more texture, like I did up here. Sorry for the bad lighting there, guys. So yeah, now I will get into the ruins. Alright, so you guys can see these ruins are relatively small, and I thought it turned out very, very nice. First off, I used a base color of light bluish gray and added lots of different types of pieces, like these grill pieces I like to use. I used some 1x1 dark tan, I used studs, some cheese slopes, I had some overgrowth with the olive green stem grass, I added some olive green cheese slopes, and then I had this arch here that I thought turned out quite nice, kind of like an entryway that has been destroyed for quite a long time. And you can see all the different pieces. A lot of masonry bricks, some of them I turned. I thought that aspect kind of turned out quite nice. So yeah, now I will get into this, probably my favorite tree that I've ever done. It's quite tall, and I also used 2 of my favorite types of leaves in it. Alright, so like I already said, I used the 2 of my favorite types of leaf colors in this, that I have, that are olive green. I used the 4x3s and the 6x5 dark green. And like I already said, I used these seaweed pieces to kind of act like Spanish moss, or some kind of not seaweed, but like growth coming off of the leaves, like it would in jungles. And once again, you can see all this terrain. And near the base of the tree, I used just some dark brown and brown slopes, and used some round 2x2 bricks to connect to the branches, which then connected to the leaves. So yeah, I thought this tree turned out quite nice, along with the whole 32 by 32 mini MOC. Probably my favorite MOC. I absolutely loved this top of the terrain. It looks very, very nice to me. So tell me what you think of the mini MOC, and also if you guys would like to comment down below if you want me to do a specific MOC or mini MOC. If I decided to do it, then you will get a shout out in the video. So be sure to do that if you'd like a shout out, or just to if you just want to see a specific thing for me to build. Alright, so that's about it. Now I will get to letting you guys go. Alright, so that's about it for LEGO Star Wars Mini MOC number 41 on the planet of Aaris 3. Now if you guys would like to check out my Instagram and follow it for daily behind the scenes updates, also be sure to leave a like on the video to help me out, and subscribe for some more awesome LEGO Star Wars content. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.